the mother of new taxes, Catherine Mckeena, the one that gave all this carbon tax to Canada, and we are feeling the wrath of the destruction. She now is working in the United Nations with a task force, and there's millions of dollars, billions of dollars that she has control over in Brussels now, and she's doing the same thing as before.
We can do this.
Let's have a listen to her comments here.
It's not just about me. It's not just about our task force. It's not just about the Secretary General. It's about everyone recognizing that we're all in this together. Matter whether you're an individual, or you're a company, or you're a city, or you're a country. Pollution doesn't know any borders. Climate change doesn't know any boundaries. We need to act together, and we need to get our act together, quite frankly, so we can tackle the biggest challenge that we face. Companies, financial institutions, banks, investors, sometimes cities and regions saying they're going to be net zero emissions by 2050. But meanwhile, emissions are going up, and we're seeing all sorts of, impacts of climate change. In my country of Canada, we had the town of Lytton, which literally it burned down because it was so hot. But we've seen in India, we've seen in Pakistan, extreme heat. It's about non-state actors. Who are they? They're companies, they're banks, they're cities, their regions, and they all have a really important role to play. And I think that's really the message on climate change that we all need to think about, that the Paris Agreement was about countries, but everyone needs to act together so that we can make sure that we have a safe planet.
It appears that Catherine wants your opinion. So if you go to that website that she gave, there is actually no place to put your opinion at all. It's just for you to read stuff. Over here on the right, here's a picture of Mckeena. So this is her new job. Expert group launches its report. So, I think on here we must have zero tolerance for net zero greenwashing. I think this is why they're forcing it so much and not backing down on the carbon tax, really, except when it matters for votes. This is the report. It's, this report here is probably all paid by Canadian tax dollars. There. It's time to draw a red line around greenwashing. I don't get it how some Canadian politician, they got the carbon tax in, she leaves government, and then she can go work in the United Nations and keep pushing it forward. And it's come up too that suspected that she is the one that pushed the $5 billion to the Philippines. And I thought she had a horrible relationship with the Philippines, but because of some garbage. There was some garbage going from Canada to the Philippines, and they wanted to return it back. And she said it's a great opportunity that we can burn it for energy, and they're missing out. So I'm not really sure if that's a bit of a payoff for Philippines for that fiasco that happened, but I find it very odd, that the Canadian politician that created this tax can just go and start working in the United Nations and keep pushing it forward, and Canada is the one that's going to punish them. Let's have a look at the members here. There, meet the members here. These are the ones. So, high-level experts. These people then now, and you can see the countries on there too. I don't get it. These are like zero countries. I don't even, honestly, I thought I knew where stuff is. I don't even know what country that is. Guinea-Bissau. I don't even know what that is. Kenya. None of these countries. These are Brazil, United States. There's someone. These countries, I don't even know them. They don't have any. Why they get to influence the greenwashing in the world? What G7 country is here? Okay, United Nations. I guess Australia. I don't know. I don't even know who these. Just seems so fishy, this whole thing. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Catherine Mckeena's new job, because now she's a big shot there in Brussels. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
So if you're a company and you say, hey, world, I'm net zero by 2050, people need to believe in that. And so one thing the Secretary General is worried about is what's called greenwashing. So that folks are making announcements about commitments, and they sound really great, but if you look behind, there isn't the action, and in particular, there isn't the action immediately. The good news on climate change is that we know a lot of the solutions, but we need to make sure we're adopting them. So just take one, renewable energy. We need to make a choice. And right now it's very challenging with the war in Ukraine. There's how do you make sure that as many countries move away from Russian gas, they have to make other choices, but we don't want to lock in fossil fuel infrastructure that's going to have the consequence of making it impossible to tackle climate change and impossible to meet the science and what that requires. We can tackle climate change. We just have to change how we look at things. We have to stop looking at it as a problem that's a 2050 problem. We can do this. It's not just about me. It's not just about our task force. It's not just about the Secretary General. It's about everyone recognizing that we're all in this together.